Welcome back, part two of Robin Williams' Happy Aloha Friday for Friday, September 15th. Again, I apologize for those interruptions, but we're going to roll with it. This is jazz, and I want people to have fun. And even though it's a sad time for us all, movie lovers and filmmakers, we still have to find the joy, which I believe is what Robin Williams would have wanted us to do. So, first of all, I'm going to thank all of you who have tuned in. The E2 Mama Tambien, the Breakfast Club, Cameron Crowe movies, and the Blues video movie talk cast that I did are doing great numbers. So I just want to say thank you for the support, because I do this for film and for education, and to share my opinions with other film lovers that I have that I can't sit down and go have coffee with. So this isn't just to hear myself ramble. So I do have to always continuously give thanks to those tuning in. So now, part two, we're going to jump into a great 3 out of 4 years for Robin Williams, which was Good Morning Vietnam, Dead Poet Society, and The Fisher King. I did talk about Dead Poet Society in the first part, but I just want to put it in the context of Dead Poet Society and Good Morning Vietnam were two films that were done at Disney's Touchstone. So when you think Robin Williams, you don't think Disney. Maybe you do later on if you think Hook and Jumanji, but those were not Disney films. So with Good Morning Vietnam, a lot of jokes that I'm almost surprised it was made at a Disney studio. But of course, Jeffrey Katzenberg, the K and SKG of DreamWorks at the time, was running it. And I remember this film. I wasn't allowed to see it because it was R. It came out when I was 8 years old. And later on when I saw it, I just thought it was funny because I enjoyed Robin Williams. I call myself the Popeye generation. I think we all have different times we came in with Robin Williams. Unfortunately, I'm not old enough to have followed him from the beginning. But Good Morning Vietnam just has so many great jokes about Richard Nixon, so many great jokes about Lyndon Johnson. There's nothing funny about the Vietnam War, but they're able to shed some humor on a dark time in humanity. And I highly suggest Good Morning Vietnam, which is now, thankfully, streaming on Netflix. So for you people with Netflix, you can turn me off and get right on checking out Good Morning Vietnam. I don't care if you've seen it 20 times. I've probably seen it 50 times. Revisit it and think of the historical context, and think of the depth and layers that the director, Barry Levinson, was adding to the film. For Dead Poet Society, see part 1 of this podcast. The next one is The Fisher King, which is Terry Gilliam. Terry Gilliam is a filmmaker that most people can take or leave. He's a great visionary. He's a genius, and he always has a vision. And I was talking with a filmmaker yesterday, and I said, there's a difference between making a great film and having a vision. To me, sometimes a film that's not so great with a vision is better than a wonderful film that's off target. So with The Fisher King, which also co-stars Jeff Bridges, another fantastic actor who had seemed to take 4 or 5 Oscar nominations before he was finally rewarded for Crazy Heart. And again, these guys don't do it for awards. I'm giving this as context so there could be some history and understanding behind the films and what the performances mean on a film history level. You don't get to be Jeff Bridges if you're out there to be famous, or Robin Williams. Fisher King, I want to leave to the imagination, because it really is a split down the middle. People call it a cult film, but it is not. It's about a man who mistakenly, a radio DJ, Jeff Bridges, mistakenly insinuates that one of his listeners should go crazy. The listener does, and ends up killing people. And the movie ends up being kind of about forgiveness and redemption. And it's Robin Williams' classic high wire comedy. So I really want to recommend Fisher King, because again, we look at a period where he was almost nominated for Oscars 3 years in a row, and that was really the jump from I believe Robin Williams Live at the Met, which, go on YouTube and check it out. First of all, it's great to see him young and even more vibrant, and he's so coked up. I mean, I'm not judging him, but that even adds, I mean, imagine that guy on coke. Live at the Met was kind of right before Good Morning Vietnam. So Good Morning Vietnam really was kind of a make or break for Robin Williams in terms of jumping to the next level. And he came through and just hit those homers. So The Fisher King, and then that led to the same year as Hook. Pardon me if I'm a little mixed up which one came first. I'm pretty sure Fisher King, because Hook, part of it was shot on Kauai, and I had moved to Kauai, and I remember seeing some shots of Kauai in it. So yeah, pardon me for that little brain snafu here. But what I wanted to say is just with Robin Williams, whether you're a fan of Popeye or whether you like to see his serious work, he's a guy who had a Best Actor and a Best Supporting Actor nomination. So by definition, that puts him in the likes of Jack Lemmon, newer guys like Kevin Spacey. That puts him in with Denzel Washington. And there's so few actors that have gotten both nominations. Tom Hanks has never even got... Oh, no, wait, Tom Hanks has gotten a Best Supporting Actor nomination, I believe. Charlie Wilson's War, but I might be wrong. Again, that's the beauty of film. Sometimes we can be wrong. But Robin Williams was a serious actor, but I think we all saw him as a comedian. So when we talk about Kevin Spacey, we don't talk about Robin Williams. Even though there's a great movie on Netflix, it's not streaming anymore. They must have taken it down, called Shrink. Great indie film that Kevin Spacey produced that had Robin Williams in it. But we have to take that context. Same thing with Woody Harrelson. He's another guy who's got a Best Actor nomination and a Supporting Actor. Jonah Hill, to me, is the next up-and-coming Robin Williams. I know some of you are going to say, no, 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 but if you can do Superbad and 4-Year-Old Virgin and turn around and do Moneyball and Wolf of Wall Street, that's Robin Williams. And the influence is obviously there. So thank you so much. I appreciate you tuning in and letting me roll with the little mistakes and flubs I made. But that's really, to me, what Robin Williams was about taking his flaws and his mistakes and turning them into laughter and smiles for us. Rest in peace. All my best wishes to him. And whatever form of spirituality you have, send some good thoughts his way. And if anything, it's just nice that he's no longer in the pain that he was in. And I just want to say thank you, Mr. Williams, for your work, because I know I will continue to laugh or cry or have all the emotions that your films give me. You guys take care, have a wonderful, safe weekend, and make sure to take the time to appreciate who's around you today, your friends, your family, and heck, that you're alive. Aloha.